Hi, welcome to Leadership Liberation. Reflect, transform, and lead boldly. This podcast is for ambitious leaders, executives, and visionaries ready to break free from outdated paradigms, misalignment, and stagnation. It's for those seeking clarity, authenticity, and meaningful connections in their leadership journey. Here, we move from struggle to purposeful perseverance, helping you discern battles worth your energy and channel your drive with integrity and impact. Hi, I'm Dina Lobo, CEO and founder of Transformational Spark, a rare 1% reflector in human design, emotional mastery teacher, and visionary leadership guide. My mission is to inspire and guide you to unlock your true inner potential and thrive in meaningful connection while leading boldly in the era of individualism. So let's reflect, transform, and lead boldly together. Subscribe now. Episode 3, the breakthrough moment. Let's talk about when you know it's time to step into your next role and still you're currently in this role with misalignment, with resentment, with not being seen and heard. The frustration is so loud, but you also know there is more to life. This feeling that I'm talking about, where it is so uncomfortable to be living, breathing into this job that's not serving you, yet there is this bigger calling, but terribly scared of what's next. This is for you. This episode is for you to find that courage. So let's talk about that breakthrough moment that you're looking for, right? So welcome to episode 3. How often you tell yourself you should be grateful. You've worked so hard for this, but deep down, you know something is off. You deeply ask yourself, this deep yearning of I want to step into the next role, but this fear of success that I thought that shaped my corporate identity. And now it feels this intense shame. Was this real success? Why does the success feel so empty for me? Why am I working this hard, yet feeling unseen and undervalued? And the terrible fear that literally paralyzes you sometimes is, what if I leave? I don't even know what's next. My friend, this is exactly what happened to Jody Shannon. This is where she found herself, senior executive, leading the healthcare space for over 30 years. But the weight of misalignment finally caught up with her. Her authority was constantly questioned, her voice being dismissed. And despite leading an incredible team she knew deeply she was meant for more. So what was stopping her? What was that breakthrough that she was looking for? And what happened before the breakthrough? The breakdown before the breakthrough. Let's talk about that. Jody describes this transition as so crushing. She had built her entire identity around this role. She was working 24/7, answering emails at 1 a.m. and still feeling completely drained. She was doing it all. She was that mama bear. The thought of leaving felt like walking away from everything she had worked for. And then she hit that breaking point. Let's be honest, her executive team didn't support her. This is probably what you're facing currently. Isn't that true? For Jody, her efforts were questioned, dismissed, and undervalued. It felt like her entire world was caving in. This is where most leaders get stuck. They fear that if they leave, they'll lose themselves. Here's what Jody didn't realize at that time. She wasn't losing herself. She was finally seeing herself. Let me say that again. This is that breaking point, the breakdown that happened right before the breakthrough, where she finally saw herself. And this is the real shift that I'm talking to you about. And that shift that led to Jody finding her path forward is exactly what I'm walking you through as you listen to this episode. The Liberation podcast, the Leadership Liberation, has 3 main pillars that we walk you through: reflect, transform, and lead boldly. Currently, we are on the episode 3 of the Reflect series, right? We're talking about to help you find that courage, because we definitely know this feeling is not very comfortable, my friend. It's like literally battling 2 identities. One wanting to step out into the next leadership role, while the other is fearing and having the resentment and all of it, but also seeking freedom. So with step 1, reflect. What happened to Jody is she sat in this discomfort. She let herself grieve the version of her that went through all this experience, the version of her leadership that was no longer a fit. In step 2, transform, she stopped seeing this breakdown as a failure, but started seeing it as an opportunity to rebuild herself and to lead with a bold vision. Step 3, lead boldly, this is exactly when she used the 3-part framework of human design as a practical tool, and the 3-part framework of leadership liberation accelerant, where all these 3 pillars, reflect, transform, and lead boldly, it massively helped her with emotional intelligence piece, to tap into the new emotional capacity, mental capacity, spiritual faith of what is next, and finding that deep courage. We definitely, focused on identity and confidence because Jodi knew at this point she cannot outperform her self-image. The confidence is something that comes through with action, but she had to take the courage first, start taking action so that she felt safe in her own body. And also, the convictions grew so strong. When that happened, she saw the momentum. There were small wins. And that conviction finally led to that confidence that we're talking about, right? And so lead boldly, the 3rd pillar, was where she found that strength, the ultimate alignment to that next move, that she deeply felt seen, heard, where she could deeply, leave her impact and, leadership impact every single day. And she looked forward to loving the work that she does and finding that passion for herself that was shut down for so long. That's when the clarity kicked in, my friend. So as you're listening to this, ask yourself these questions. Do you ask yourself, I cannot be an employee anymore? This is exactly what Jodi, was sharing, that she needed to lead on her own terms. You perhaps feel the same way. Jodi discovered that her leadership wasn't broken. It was being wasted in the wrong environment. My friend, environment matters the most, because it carries this nonverbal energy and cues of what you feed into. If it's rejections, if it's reaction, if it's discontent, and then you don't feel as contained in yourself with joy and excitement and fulfillment, it's detriment to oneself. She discovered that the leadership wasn't broken. It was being wasted in the wrong environment. She finally felt seen, validated, and ready to step into the next level career. In Jodi's own words, she says, it was almost like the death of a person. I had to grieve my old identity, but once I did, I realized I wasn't lost. I was finally free. And that's the promise, my friend, with the 3-part framework, and leading up to that leadership liberation accelerant, and combining that with practical human design tool to help you finally lead by your design and step into that next leadership role that truly fits you. So let's break that all down. What you'll gain from this episode, why your leadership breakdown might actually be your biggest breakthrough. Just by listening this, probably you're having a big aha moment that you finally have to step into allowance, grace, empathy, and understanding that all of this happened, but it is a signal to a red flag, a sign that needs your awareness and attention to what is next for you. And how to shift from fear to clarity when making your next career move. Or you want to, not just work for another company, but probably like Jodi, want to lead with a bold vision. And this is exactly how human design will help you uncover the leadership role that truly fits you. And let me talk about, this isn't just Jodi's story, it is your story. If you're standing at this exact crossroad, if you're feeling stuck, unseen, or questioning your next move, this is the episode that will help you step into your next leadership role with clarity and confidence. So, what are your next steps? I want you to take action now, right? Remember, it's all about that action. It's all about, yes, I know there is more, but I'm also seeking clarity. I'm also wanting to find my passion back again. And I want to work through these three pillars: reflect, transform, and then finally want to lead boldly. I want to deeply understand the emotional overwhelm that I'm feeling on the daily. And I want tools to support, the mental clutter and stress that I feel on the daily, the chaos that I've tapped into, the overwhelm that I feel, and the mental thoughts that literally just question if this was all there is to success. And all of this that I worked so hard, what next, right? So here's your first step. I want you to, first of all, download your free personalized report. This is your human design report to help you with your leadership, the next leadership move. It is to help you seek clarity with your career. So the link is right in the show notes. It even states step 1, go and download it. All you have to do is go click on the button and get your personalized report. Step 2, I want you to join the leadership liberation community and be surrounded by leaders who are making bold career moves. The link to that is also on the show notes. And step 3, if you have listened to this episode and you want to go dive deep into the reflection to embodiment piece, I want you to go check out my YouTube channel. This is where you will see me in action, where it's a one-stop place for you to just be, where all the stressors melt away, where there's a creative expression side of me inviting you so that all of this kind of sinks in your subconscious. If you've spent time deeply reflecting in this particular Reflect series, now it's time for you to move beyond the mind into the full embodiment. And remember, my friend, true clarity doesn't come from forcing or controlling. It comes from allowing. This is where you experience the depth of yourself. So if you haven't really watched the Reflect series, Creative Expression, Paint Pouring, where, it's just a deeper calling for you to just be, silence your mind, silence your thoughts. This is where the magic begins. This is where you will find the clarity and the idea that you're seeking through to take that next bold step. And you will be surprised to see this is something that I do with leaders, where there is this passion back in their life again. It's colorful, it's magical, and they just get to step into solitude, right? Just tapping out of their busy chaos that they have tapped into for that day and stepping into beauty, calm, and clarity, stepping into the new possibility and seeing the freshness and beauty of there is more to life, right? So this is the experience and the depth for yourself that I'm inviting you into, the sacred space. So it's not just your exercise, it's your next step in fully feeling the shift. The link to that is also on the show notes. And the most important thing is I want you to have that report to start reading and literally understanding what is that next work that you are supposed to do, your life's work, your purpose, the decision-making strategy to help you so that your radiance is felt deeply, so that your purpose feels aligned, deeply connected, deeply, seems like it's valued, as well as it's anchored in your terms, in your values that matter the most to you. All right, my friend, I hope you get to download the free report, and I will see you in the next episode. And come join me in the community. You will be mind blown because the leaders go share their, real stories. They share their moves. They share their resonances. They share, okay, these are some of the fears that they're walking through. Fear of success is a huge one too, right? But then what next also seems like, equally terrifying. So you will see a lot of leaders either stepping into the next company where they feel massively confident in their own skin. They've established an identity that feels like deeply valued, seen, and they love, the passion is back up again in their life. The confidence is oozing out, or bold enough, they're stepping into the new vision and leading with that. So I don't want you to miss that. Join us there, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
So, are you ready to break free from the weight of misalignment and step into the bold, authentic leader you're meant to be? Join me on this journey. Subscribe to the Leadership Liberation Podcast, and let's reflect, transform, and lead boldly together.